All right. So yeah, today is really a talk about how we do website archival, using one of our tools. So I'm going to ask everybody else to mute, and then I think what we're going to cover today is really a quick introduction to who we are, and then jump right into the features for XpGenerator, and then Chinmay will do a demo for us. So Expedient, we've been around for over 22 years. We've been digital from day one, really focused on the MarTech space. We have a product division and a consulting services division. We are really going to focus on one of our products today. Our focus from an industry perspective is in regulated industries, essentially financial services, insurance, pharmaceuticals, etc. We are mostly in the US and Guatemala. We do use services, other offshore partners as needed. From a partnership perspective, Viva, Adobe, of course, are one of our largest partners, and we partner with a lot of other design agencies as well. From again, like I said, in 22 years, we've got over 100 customers. But I wanted to just share a few of our more recent ones. As you can tell, we are very focused in the regulated space, a lot of pharma, life science companies, financial services companies. And then, of course, we're pretty broad on the consulting services side. So we have worked in other industries as well. So getting into XpGenerator, when you think about current modern websites, there are some sites which are a few pages and some which are hundreds of pages. And so we created a solution, a software that allows you to generate a PDF very simply, whether it's one part of a website or a full website, and create it very easily. It also lets you use unlimited viewports. So whether you are doing it for mobile, desktop, or your iPad, or any other specialized viewport like kiosks as well, you could set it up, configure it, and then it'll automatically generate the PDFs for those specific viewports. And also what we're, in the last few years, we've seen a lot of animations, expanded accordions, carousels, things like that, which are complicated to do. And people manually do all these things, snagging pages, things like that. So we've created a feature within XpGenerator to allow JavaScript, and Chinmay is going to walk you through how easy it is to kind of, because out of the box, you could get 95% of your website, generated automatically. But adding these things for some of the complex interactions, you can then get 100%, of your website kind of automated archivals. The other good thing about our product is that it's built inside Adobe Experience Manager. So if any of your authors who are used to using it, they just see a menu item, which has Expedient on it, and then you just choose that. So there's no real training required. One of the other use cases for a lot of our customers who are in the regulated industries is that they usually have some compliance software that requires a PDF of all the website pages, etc. And so this software also allows you to create these submission packages very easily. As an example, in pharmas, there's a software called Viva that 90% of pharmas use. So we create these PDF packages that can be ingested with the software like Viva, or even in-house software that most people use. Some of the other configurable things are cover sheets. If you want to look at your metadata, etc. Again, Chinmay is going to walk you through all this. But just to give you a sense of, these are kind of our feature highlights. So why XpGenerator? Really, one thing, FINRA regulations for financial firms, but there's just a lot of other regulation nowadays, and to mitigate risk and kind of safeguard your corporate reputation, right? This is very essential. So whether it's for internal audits, or it's a lawsuit or a compliance review, you will have all your archives very easily accessible and very easy to create as well. Sometimes a lot of our customers have past offers, claims, disclosures that were done or not done correctly, and they need to go back, that can also be done. And like I said earlier, if you have a compliance software system, whether it's internal or one of these off-the-shelf systems, they almost always require a PDF to ingest. And so, we let you create that as well. So before we jump into a demo, just a quick overview, right? This is a software and OSGI package that sits within Adobe Experience Manager. It lets you automate, the whole archival process, and within single pages, multi-pages, and then also lets you create a package for compliance software. All right, with that, I'll leave it to Chinmay to kind of actually share his.
All right. I hope you're all able to see my screen now. I am logged into AEM author instance. Now, along with your other websites, for example, the weekend site, you can see that there's a section for XpGenerator here. And so this is like XpGenerator is installed on your AEM author instance. And it basically prints out PDFs for all your websites in different viewports and includes cover sheets and all the other features. But before I get into in depth and show you all those features, I would like to show you how XpGenerator is seamlessly integrated into your AEM, enhancing your experience within the author. And without any additional training, you should be able to start using it on day one. Now you can see that right like any other website, XpGenerator has its own configuration page here that allows you to pick and choose the set of pages and generate a PDF of it. Now, before I jump into XpGenerator and show you how it is configured, I'd like to show you a typical AEM website, or in general a website that probably holds a navigation on the top. And you can see there are tabs here that you can scroll through. And all this hidden content that doesn't show up is always a need for you to capture a screenshot of. Scrolling through this page has some content. Let me get into a child page here that describes some more information about it. Now here you can see that there is a carousel of images where you'll have to scroll through, and according to your regulatory processes, you may need to capture all these information and capture them as multiple pages in a PDF. Now XpGenerator allows us to do all of those things, and I will show you how. The overview page here again has tabs. You're just scrolling through it, and a few more pages here. This is a frequently asked questions. The typical template for frequently asked questions is you always have the questions that gets expanded like an accordion, and that allows you to give you the question and answer format. And any typical website would usually include these kind of stuff. And if you have observed, there are user interactions happening on this website, right? And you definitely need to capture all the PDFs. When you capture a PDF, you want all the content here that is hidden only on a user action should also be captured. With that, let me show you a PDF that was already generated using XpGenerator. Now, this is the PDF that we have captured using XpGenerator. This is the first page. Now we can see that we are on the first carousel and the URL is printed on the top. This is all added by XpGenerator. It is an optional feature to include the URL on the top, and any other metadata from your AEM page can also be printed on the page for your references. And as I scroll down, what you're seeing here is a desktop viewport. Scrolling down shows you the same desktop viewport again, but this time it performed a user action. Now you can see that we are on the second carousel image here, and also have navigated to the second tab to capture the screenshot and the user experience. Scrolling down, not only the desktop viewport, the same actions are repeated on a mobile viewport. You're on the first screen here. Scrolling down, if you observe, it's always a full page screenshot that includes your regulatory information at the bottom, including the footer as well. And there is a margin space, a white space, which is configurable to be increased by sides and top, where you can add some annotations as required. Scrolling through, again, this is the second mobile viewport where you have the carousel on the next page and the tab navigated as well. Okay, and then this is the last one where you have the accordions collapsed and then the accordions expanded. Now, how did we get here, right? That's the curious question that everybody now may have. Let me go back to AEM and go to this section where you can see that XpGenerator is configured. I have pre-configured a configuration page. We will get to that, but how did I create this page? You, just like any other AEM page author is familiar with, you go here and select a page, choose the XpGenerator template, give it a name, and then say go open. Bang. You're on the XpGenerator page now where you have to configure it. Let me go just to save time. Let me go to a pre-configured page here. And the configurations that you need for XpGenerator to run are the author or the publish URL, or including the dispatcher URL as well. So any AEM instance that you're familiar with will always have an author, a publish, and a dispatcher URL. XpGenerator is quite capable to grab the screenshots from your author instance or your dispatcher or the publish instance as well. The cascading page paths and the single page paths are the key where you provide the payload for generating a PDF. So you can select either a set of section of a web page, or you can add multiple sections of the page. Now, adventures is a part of one of the subsections of the weekend page. I can include multiple sections as and where required based on your regulatory processes. Or you can also select just a single page, like we have seen the FAQ pages that has the accordion here, right? The key part for your archival is to make sure you save the pages in an organized manner. Now, we have also thought about it. Now, what you're seeing here are none by quarters or by month. And you can add as many as you want based on your frequency and interest to archive this. May it be the by quarters or by month. For this, let me just choose by month here, so that now we'll see a folder structure being created in the requested location. Now, where do you see the PDFs? You can see the PDFs in AEM DAM, or you can see them inside an SFTP location, or even on your specific shared path where you may be using it for certain backend processes to process that PDF, or being shared to multiple people or to your SharePoint as well. So that's all possible and integrated into here. But for now, we are only seeing here is the AEM DAM path. So I'm going to choose the AEM DAM path, which is all configurable. You can configure to any specific path you want. Cover sheets are something that can give you more metadata information about. Before I jump in and talk to you what a cover sheet is, let me show you how the cover sheet looks, right? So every PDF that you include, every page, irrespective of the viewport size that you select, always has some key metadata information on it that is required for your SEO, your analytics, and all the other information. So if you have looked at it here, we have included the keywords and the description of your page, along with all the other configurations that you have set up on this page. And there are selective options that you can pick and choose. So here you can say a list of H1 tags, thumbnails, list of videos, and a customizable field as well. For example, the list of links. Any other metadata on your web page that you'd like to pull in and print out as a cover sheet into the cover sheet, you can always do that. That's entirely configurable. Now, if you see that, you can have the list of image lists here, and this also in a way helps you if there are any missing alt tags that is required for your SEOs to make sure everything is captured in here. And if you scroll down, there weren't any videos on this page, so it is all blank. The list of links it's on and on. There are so many, it seems like there's so many links on it. And you never realize that there is so much content on it unless you print it out, right? So this tool helps you do that. Now let me just ignore the cover sheets for now because we've already seen it. Viewports is what, like Kusai mentioned, unlimited number of viewports can be configured based on your website needs. You can say a desktop 1366 and then the desktop or mobile, or give it, this is just a label again. We have appended 1366 to say that this is a viewport width of 1366. You can configure as many as viewports as you'd like. And you can reorganize them too. Let's say if you want your PDF to show mobile screenshot first and then the desktop viewport, then you can do that too. Let me pull it back. And you can add as many as viewports as you want. Merge all into single PDF is the key. Now, every PDF that you generate for the payload gets a desktop viewport and a mobile viewport into a single PDF file. But at the end of the run, you definitely need a merged PDF file with all the payloads. So this option will help you. Scrolling through the other important aspects here, the margin, like I mentioned, you can increase the margins as you like to add more annotations and required commentary on the PDF. The URL we have seen on the PDF, it helps you to configure it either on the top, or we can also ignore to say do not show it. Now, timeouts are key because sometimes your pages have an automatic video playing on it or an animation at a certain stage you would like to grab a screenshot for. You can always time XpGenerator to say, okay, when the page is loaded, capture a screenshot, wait for 4 seconds, and then capture a screenshot of it. And it is quite capable to do that. There could be lazy loading pages where you would like XpGenerator to wait for a certain amount of time till the page loads. You can configure that as well. This is the other key section of XpGenerator that allows you to perform the user actions or add cookies, accept cookies onto XpGenerator tool, and then before it captures a screenshot. And you can add as many sections of this. Every section that you had generates a new page. Now you've seen that I have added a URL parameter here. For example, this could be your AEM personalization parameter. Right? When you have an AEM personalization included, that basically runs on your query parameters, you can always include that saying, okay, now I want to capture screenshots with being an administrator of this site. You can capture it that way. Scrolling through down, now in this page, I would like to run some JavaScript commands. I have included that, okay, if there is an accordion on the page, expand it. There's carousel, expanded. If you go to the next carousel, if there's a tab, go to the next tab. You can add unlimited JavaScript commands, and if you think you want to perform them individually, you can add another section of the page here and then continue to do so. I'll quickly save this. Let me go ahead and click this button. So if you see, it's all seamlessly integrated into the AEM page itself. Now to trigger this workflow to XpGenerator to capture the screenshots, all you need to do is click this button. And then there's a warning. There you go. The XpGenerator is now initiated. Scrolling through the configurations that we have selected, you see that this is all the summary of the configurations that we have here. This is the viewports, the mobile that you have selected. All the configurations that you have selected are just listed down. And then at the bottom of the page, you see that we have a location, right? As long as you are on the preview mode, you can always click to that location and look at the screenshots where they are being saved. Now, before I look at the screenshots, let's give XpGenerator 2 or 3 minutes to finish the run. But while that's happening, let me go back to the AEM sites and show you the other ways. Oops, seems like I'm logged out. Just a minute. Yep. Yes. So there are other ways to trigger XpGenerator. You do not want to always trigger it manually, right? So there are other ways to trigger it. So like for example, if this page has certain pages that you would like to quickly publish them, right? So XpGenerator can archive your PDFs automatically without any manual trigger. You can just say, okay, when you select the pages and do quick publish, all these PDFs will be captured. So as soon as the publish has happened, this option can also take care of archiving your PDFs. So if you're publishing some content in your production, it means you may have to archive it. Then you have that option. And not only with quick publish, you can integrate it into your traditional AEM workflow for publish as well, where you may have other processes that gets integrated. That can also happen. You can traditionally include the XpGenerator process into your AEM workflow for publish. Apart from that, there is other options. So if you see there is an option here for XpGenerator on the top, like a tool, you can pick and choose any set of pages that you want, and then straightforwardly click on this to capture a PDF as well. That's another option to do it. Let's go back to our page to see if the run has finished. It's still running, but let me go and see where we are. Now, since we have selected it to run on, to save this PDFs on the AEM instance, that's the link that you're seeing here. As soon as I tap on it, it will take me to that. You see the PDFs are getting generated. Now you see that it starts with 2024, because if you remember, we have configured it to run on by month, to organize it by month. So let's see what's happening next. You see 04, which is April now at this time. So it's 04. Going down, and then it starts following the site hierarchical structure so that your documents are organized according to your site hierarchical structure. So you see weekend here, US, this is English site, so it's obviously English. There you go. We have the pages being generated already. Let me quickly do a refresh and see if we have all merged file here. Yeah, they are being generated, so we should find it pretty quickly. So you see the site hierarchy again follows all the PDFs being generated right few seconds ago. And within few seconds, you have all these screenshots, which actually takes a very long time for you to generate, are all right here. So let me refresh the page. It may take a minute for us to see the all merged file show up. There you go. But I can open one of the pages and show you how it is showing up. Let me open the merged file so that we can take a look at it. Okay, here is the FAQs page. If I scroll down the first page, if you remember, we have added a personalization. So there's no personalization content on it. It keeps scrolling down. And then you see the accordions are automatically expanded. Because there was an accordion component in it, XpGenerator have identified it and ran the XpGenerator command to expand the accordions. All right, switching back. I have this Zoom. All right, here we have the all merged file now. Now this includes set of all the pages that we have looked at. All these pages are again, images are again, can be configured at the resolution that you would want to. It can be a high resolution image, or if you think it's just for archival purpose, you can always reduce the resolution and reduce the size of the PDF. Now, this is the first screen where you see the adventures page with the desktop viewport. At the same time, we have configured it to tab out if there is a tab component. So you see we have navigated to the second tab here, and the mobile viewport again. Scrolling it through, we are on the first tab for the first carousel. See the first tab here on this page, and the second page you would see we are on the second carousel and on the second tab, because it have identified the tabs and the carousel component on it. Okay, and it goes on with all the PDFs that we have, and you can always pick and choose the order in which these are showing up. All right, I will hand it over to you, Kusai. I think that's all I had.